Welcome back. It is Thursday, May 23rd, and the MLB. Our three best bets are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan. Let's dive into a recap from yesterday. Another winning day for us. 2-1, moving our 7-1 run to a 9-2 run. So close to a sweep. Logan, you had a great call early on in the day. Mets Guardians under 4.5 first five. Didn't look great early, but was pretty sweat-free at the end of that fifth inning. And then I had a Rockies and Athletics under 4.5 in the first five. Same thing. We got a Yurfie in both our games, but pretty sweat-free in terms of cashing the under. We love that. Our only loss was our parlay of the day, which was Jose Altuve and Ozzy Albies to get a hit. Jose Altuve was the one that failed that one. That was his first time this season where we went back-to-back games without getting a hit. Something we will live with. That's what it's going to come down to. But a 2-1 day. Let's hopefully start to string together another winning day, 3 or 4 straight winning days. Let's do it again today, Logan. But without further ado, as always, we talk about our first pick of the day. It is always our odds checker hit parlay. Today's going to be a little bit different. There aren't a ton of hitters we love today. There are, though, a couple games that we might not talk about in this video, but things that we do like to happen. So definitely check it out. It'll be another parlay of the day, right around plus 100, minus 110-ish. Check it out. Top link and pinned comment in description and at the end of the video. Go check it out. We have a couple other thoughts and a couple other games that we probably won't talk about in this one because we don't like to double down the parlay of the day with our actual picks in this video. So go check it out if you're curious our thoughts. I believe we're going to talk about the Yankees and Mariners game. We're going to talk about the Phillies and Rangers game as well in there. So go check it out. It'll be live a little bit later on after this video drops around 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Like I said, in description, pinned comment, and at the end of the video. But Logan, I'm going to let you lead things off. You're going to a money line team, a team that is in desperate need of stopping a losing skid. Who's that going to be?
Yeah, for my money line pick, I'm going to Detroit, and I'm taking the Tigers on the money line. Plus 100 odds on BetMGM is your best value in this one. So it is really interesting that I see a pick 'em on a lot of books. So depending on how the day goes, maybe this line does change a little bit, but I'll go ahead and settle with the slight plus value we are getting on Tigers money line. After getting swept in Kansas City, this Tigers team returns home. They are in desperate need of a win. You looking bad against the divisional opponent with the Royals. It's time to turn things around. And this line, let's just talk about opening the sports book. I always like to look at lines that kind of stick out to me. Kevin Gausman is normally a pitcher who gets a ton of line respect. I'm talking if you look at his previous matchups, he's getting like minus 140-ish line respect. Today, he finds himself in a pick'em. Yeah, I mean, that's strange, first off. But let's talk about this matchup. Let's make the line make sense and find out why we're back in the Tigers. Jack Flaherty starts for the Tigers, 3.79 ERA and a 1.06 whip. Cardinals version of Jack Flaherty, you would never see me touch him with a 10-foot pole. But Tigers version of Jack Flaherty, pretty solid, actually. He's been solid as of the last 28 days. 13 strikeout per 9 ratio, only a 0.95 whip. Again, whip stands for walks and hits per inning pitched. That you honestly want that to be 1 or below. And here he is sitting at a 0.95 whip in the last 28 days. Solid. Jack Flaherty has been really elite at getting the swing and miss this season. If you just did a blind player profile, I never in a million years would have picked out his baseball savant numbers. Jack Flaherty's been crazy. 97th percentile in whiff percentage, 95th percentile in K percentage, only 94th percentile in walks percentage too. He's good at not putting on free base runner. He's elite at getting the swing and miss this season. I got to back Jack Flaherty in this one. It feels weird coming out of my mouth. I've never been a Flaherty guy, but he throws, look at his pitch mix too. I like his matchup today. He throws a lot of four-seam fastball. Only Vladdy, Varsho, and Ernie Clement have positive run value versus the four-seam fastball. This Blue Jays team has not been all that impressive at hitting fastballs this season, so he can go to that. And you look at the majority of the Blue Jays lineup is only hitting 225 or worse against Flaherty's primary pitch. And then let's talk about his secondary pitch. He throws the slider a lot, 31% of the time. Vladdy's hitting 208 versus that. Bichette's hitting 182 against that. Springer hitting 125 against the slider. Not a ton of great batting averages against the pitches that Flaherty's going to throw. I think he's in line for a really solid start today. And on the other side, we've got Kevin Gausman, who I already mentioned, starting for the Blue Jays, 4.89 ERA and a 1.51 whip. Those numbers are really bad for Kevin Gausman. He struggled, especially in the month of May, 5.65 ERA in May. He's not in good form. Flaherty is in good form. Kevin Gausman not. Kevin Gausman struggled to left and right-handed batters this season. 273 batting average allowed to right-handed batters and a 338 batting average allowed to left-handed batters. I mean, this is Kevin Gausman we're talking about. He's getting cranked by lefties and righties. The Tigers have a lot of talented bats on actually both sides of the plates. They have left-handed bats that are pretty elite. Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green. You got a few righties in there like Andy Ibanez. Torkelson's been hit or miss this season. They have the guys to be able to hit Kevin Gausman around, and Tigers have been seeing righties pretty well in May. They're hitting 265 against righties in May. I think they bring the bats today. I think they get several hits and runs up on Kevin Gausman. He's not in good form. And when he's not in good form, we have to fade that. And then we go to the bullpens, right? Again, another big advantage for Detroit. Detroit 9th in bullpen ERA. Toronto 28th in bullpen ERA. Blue Jays bullpen has been pretty uninspiring. Detroit's bullpen's been pretty solid. They've given their fair share of blown leads every now and then. But I think we're going to get enough run support for Jack Flaherty today, and I think the bullpen holds it down. I like the Tigers on the money line in this game. I think they get to Kevin Gausman. Love that as my pick. But Austin, you got a player prop for us. Where are you going?
Yeah, like Logan said, I have a player prop today, and I don't do a ton of props, especially pitcher props, but I saw some value on this one, so let's dive into it. I'm going to Grayson Rodriguez of the Baltimore Orioles and taking his over 4.5 hits allowed, -110 on DraftKings. Now, right now, you can find this on DraftKings, playable odds, obviously -110. Caesars has a line, Bet365. I want to say BetMGM and other books do post lines for this prop, but they just don't have them live when we're talking about it. Now, the one book that doesn't do a hits allowed prop is FanDuel, and I don't really have a great pivot for people on FanDuel because Gray Rod could pitch really well and still give up 5 hits. He could pitch terribly and give up 5 hits or more. There's really not a great pivot on FanDuel. So definitely if you have a DraftKings, Caesars, Bet365 account, go there. Now let's talk with Grayson Rodriguez, who obviously will start for the Orioles, at least as their projected starter. If he doesn't start, then this will void. But Gray Rod on the year, 3.15 ERA and a 1.3 whip. Pretty good numbers. However, his home and road splits are very, very interesting. At home, he has a 1.14 ERA, a 1.01 whip, and a 173 batting average allowed. Well, unfortunate for him, he's not at home in Baltimore today. He's in Chicago taking on the White Sox, where on the road, 6.06 ERA, 1.71 whip, and a 324 batting average allowed. So he's really struggled on the road in his 3 road starts, 6, and 11 hits allowed to the Pirates, Red Sox, and Angels. Now, those offenses might have a lot more name power or name recognition than the White Sox, but I don't really categorize the Angels have a really good offense. I mean, he went against them without Trout. I mean, the Red Sox, sure, I'll give them the credit. They're better than the White Sox lineup. And the Pirates, they have a lot of name value, but they had been really struggling against right-handed pitchers as well. I mean, this is a White Sox team that you love them or hate them. They have played, decent baseball the last, 25 games, almost a 500 team, and their offense isn't terrible. I'm not saying they come out here and light up Gray Rod for 10 runs, but I think they can get us 5 hits. Gray Rod is a guy that's allowing a 275 batting average to righties this season, and he's a right-handed pitcher, so righties are seeing him well. Lefties are all right. This White Sox team doesn't really have a lot of lefties. They really throw into the lineup here and there. And while they will be down Eloy Jimenez, who went to the IL a few days ago, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, the last 3 righties that have faced the White Sox allowed 5, 8, and 5 hits. We're talking about guys like Jose Barrios, who just pitched up against them a few days ago. He was doing really well. And they got a couple hits, 8 hits, I think, up on him. I mean, yesterday alone against Chris Bassett, who isn't the best pitcher in the world, but they had a lot of hard hit balls that just didn't find the gaps. They had 600+ mile per hour exit velocities that just didn't end up finding gaps or whatnot. And normally if you're hitting the ball hard, you're probably going to have a better chance of getting a hit than not. Sometimes obviously it is about putting it in the right place, which the White Sox do have some guys that I think can get that done. At the end of the day, I think they have a chance against Grayson Rodriguez. I'm not saying they light him up, but let's think about how the games are going to go. Everyone's probably last leg of their parlays for the MLB will probably be Orioles on the money line. They're the only late night game. And I would say the White Sox play spoiler to that. Although the Diamondbacks did just that yesterday because everyone had Glass now, something or whatnot in their parlays, and they lost that game outright. Like the Orioles just aren't playing too well. I think that the White Sox have a chance here. I'm not saying they win this outright. I don't really honestly care. All we care is that they get hits. I don't care if they get the timely hits. They want to get a hit or 2 an inning. Sure, I'll take with that. But I really think they got a chance here. Gray Rod throws 50% four-seam fastball. And I really feel like the White Sox hitters will just be sitting on that. He throws, I believe, fastball, changeup, and then I believe a slider. The White Sox don't hit a changeup too well, but they also aren't swinging at changeup. So when they see a changeup, they really don't swing at it a whole lot. Maybe they just foul it off. For four-seam fastballs, I think they're going to see a lot of those early in the count. I think we'll see the White Sox swinging early, which is good for us. We don't want them working 10 pitch at bats, working Gray Rod up to 95 pitches. We rather them, if they're going to get out, make it a quick one so that they let Gray Rod go out there even longer. Look, White Sox, I think they got a chance here to get some hits. I'm not saying they go crazy against Gray Rod, but Because home road splits are something I will take a stab at, and I don't think they got a chance here. White Sox 5th fewest pitches seen per plate appearance, so should be able to see plenty of Grayson Rodriguez today. I think they got a chance to get this 5 hits. They could be all singles, and they could score 0 runs, but I think they have a chance to get these hits. So give me Grayson Rodriguez over 4.5 hits allowed, my favorite play of the day. But those are our favorite picks. We got that. We got Tigers money line, and then we got our hit parlay. Not actually a hit parlay today. I misspoke. It is a parlay of the day. Same exact thing, though. We'll track it for 1 unit towards our record. When it is live, I will link it on the screen right around here. I'll link it right around 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. You can also check it in the pinned comment in the description. Go tap into that. Only 3 picks today. It is a short Thursday slate per usual. We'll be back tomorrow with some more picks. We'll see you guys then. Peace.